say y'all got a store, right? What did it take to open up, the business and really like get the legal steps that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you put it up everywhere, post it everywhere. What was the steps you got like behind that?
It was a long process, but that's the thing. Like you said, you gotta be able to stay consistent because in the beginning it might be hard. You might not have no sales. But when we first opened,
the wholesale for like the whole year.
Yeah, online store with no sales. But you can't let that like get you out your focus because sometimes it could like might mess you up or why people not buying, but you just gotta, it's all about marketing. That's I would say 100% gotta be marketing because people right now, they buying because of the market. People are buying Yeezys because social media and just doing things that will go viral.
Like shock value is like the number one sellers for like creepy notes. Sometimes you can just find creative ways to market something. You don't have to if you see you selling something, but like you do something that attracts people's attention and is related to your business and it's related to other people will catch on to it. And like there's a lot of things too, like people sometimes get shy away from like, oh, there's a new social media. There's too many social media. Go on that social media because you tap into different audiences and things like that, like different countries. I'll never, like the other day we just sold to India. I'll never thought like I was sold to India and things like that. Like I sold to Australia too. I was like, this is crazy. But it's all about social media because it's sometimes word of mouth won't get like locally, hope that's on, but like across the country and things like that, like you need social media. Like it's, you gotta get on.
You guys travel?
Yeah.
You guys travel
Travel helps too. Like there's people like also too. It helps too. Like when you travel to other countries, people, like because you coming from America, so it's like, oh, like it automatically they're gonna put you up there, and then if you have like a brand already, so it's like, alright, you start introducing your brand and things like that, and you can work with influencers there. Like there's influencers all over like the world that have like followers, big following, and collab.
And does the price change? Because you're going from country to country, currency to currency, so does the price
Back in the days, it used to like price. You have to change a bit of price for other countries, but now it's like fashion wise. Now America's at the people are willing to pay whatever the price it is. So it's like now it's like we live like one world now. Before it's like you gotta change. Now it's just people just want to buy directly. Before you used to, gotta bring it to another place over there and sell it over there, probably sell it for cheap. Now it's like they buy it directly, no matter how much customs charge them, things like that.
You guys plan on expanding, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I heard you was talking about that earlier, like, to get out there and be in different places, you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys plan on expanding, so like, where would you go to take your business other places, other countries and all that? Set up shop in other places.
Our goal is to like do like concept stores around different places, but I don't know if you ever heard of Johnny Cupcakes.
Yeah, of course.
so basically it's like it's a concept. So we also want to sell the experience, not just you just go there buy a T-shirt, but when you go there, it's like an exhibit.
Yeah, when you go there, you gotta like, take a picture of it. Like, oh, this is cool. Like, it's an attraction. It has to be like a tourist attraction type of thing. It's like there's a lot of stores that sell clothes, but what stands out is the experience.
So how close are y'all to getting your own distribution and stuff like that?
We close, but we just in the process of
A lot of red tape.
because we have, for example, we have land in Cape Verde.
Mm-hmm.
We just finished building the house out there, so we also have land where we want to do manufacturing it, but it's gonna take time and money too.
Of course. But y'all in this hope.
Yeah. But like even before you even get there, it's just like keep like promoting the brand, social media, and things like that. Like that, it just helps and things like that. Like and also too now is with shipping now is becoming like easier. Before it used to be hard, so now you can just ship to anywhere. And the things we try to do now is find locations to where there's not that much shipping going on, so we can have some stores carry our products. So then we can facilitate that particular area. Because there's other countries that we can just ship with no problem.
Have you gotten in anywhere in Boston? I'm sure you guys.
With Boston,
You have any questions?
we don't want to put too like stores too many carrying our product.
Yeah, yeah.
We want it to be exclusive. To get it from because you could get it from our website.
Get it from direct, yeah.
Yeah. So we want to be direct to consumer. We just with stores it would have to be something. Because sometimes you can water down your brand. Like me, I would not want to sell my stuff in Macy's or
No, of course not.
or Baxton's. Right. Once it goes there, it has a shelf life.
Do you feel like once it gets to that point, you kind of lose control of your brand? You kind of
It waters down your brand.
Mm-hmm.
So look, if Johnny Cupcakes, he's forever gonna sell. He doesn't sell at other particular stores.
Cult following is over.
And then you create he has a cult following.
So when people come in Boston, they gotta go to Johnny Cupcakes.
They got,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Cause look, I don't know if y'all know Diamond Supply.
Of course, yeah.
Do you guys still wear that brand?
They came and go. They came and went.
You see, it's because they try to like
Like Hot Topic and
try to be everywhere.
What they
Water down your brand.
Like packs and stuff.
Yeah. That happens to a lot of
They got
brands.
commercialized.
Jaden has a question for you. You have a question, right? So Jaden's looking to start a clothing business. What advice would you give to a young high school lad that's looking to get into the clothing industry?
I would say research. Do as much research as you can. Try to study. Like right now, you have easy access to whatever brand, social media, YouTube channels, their Twitter, and study their people who they follow. Study their audience. So like that, you have this is what I wanna do, and also study the brands that fail, so you don't have to make those mistakes.
Also, too, you can just research the things you buy. Yeah, see what they're made out of, what type of printing they use it, and then that's how you start learning. Like the names are different. This is 50% cotton, 50% polyester, things like that. You start learning how this feel in the body. When I start my teacher got to be this quality or better. And then you start looking at different brands of t-shirts, Bella Canvas, Root Porter. Like you just look around and you start testing different materials, and then you start setting up your money, start buying some t-shirts, and then or you can start looking at BODs, which is print on demands, where when you don't have like the products in hand, but you can design whatever the design, and have set up a website to where the print on demands can fulfill your orders when people buy it on your website, where you don't have to carry the product or ship it yourself. You can do that, and then once you can build some capital, then you can start buying different. You can go to local print shops, things like that. You start like that, promoting your brand.
What do you all?
How do you guys set yourself as like apart from other brands?
By being unique, you just gotta be like creative, and then you also like have like a message behind your brand. Like once you have a message behind your brand, like you stand out, and then you can create graphics. It doesn't even much about graphics. It's just how you present yourself.
They created a lifestyle.
Yeah,
So they're a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. So like
Just like the twins.
They have like their own fashion. Well, at first, when I was like, is it Jean.
Sounds like fashion.
And then it was like, oh, fashion. And then she told me it was like, oh, fashion. So stuff like that, like, so, and then the way they promote it, because they're the fashion twins. And the twins, that's a good, unique way to promote, to stand out.
And they do different stuff. They do bartending and they incorporate with other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, look
Also,
at it.
they have like a big network.
And they sponsored your lunch today.
That was a cute.
You just had a lead.
I'm a PR
Stuff
guy,
like that,
man.
it creates awareness. So people looking at your brand. That makes what you're doing that's different from everybody else. Because anybody can start a brand. What makes you different? Little things like that.
Stories,
Stories.
like,
Your why.
yeah, your why behind everything. Like, that's the main thing with all y'all, the why y'all doing it, not forgetting the why. Try to implement that into it.
What
Like,
was
this life is crazy. It's like, y'all had a moment like life was crazy. Right? So when you look at that shit, that's the first thing that comes to your mind. What was the question?
What was the trademarking process? Was it hard and like the ballpark cost of it?
I mean, it was hard. It's not too hard. It's just confusing. The way they worded things. So it took, I said about like 6 months. But now it's probably faster. But it just like sometimes you gotta add to research, do a lot of research in YouTube and stuff like that, so I can figure out the process of trademarking. But it's not that hard. It's just you gotta word it right. So you gotta describe. Let's say if it's you trademarking the name and they call it the image, whatever, and you have to describe exactly by detail. So you don't want to lose your money. Because they might send it as incomplete. But then you have to, I think it's after 5, 10 years, I think 10 years, you gotta renew it. But I think we paid, was it 200 and something? I think 280 or something like that. It was a while ago, but
Okay.
yeah,
It's also too, you gotta worry about too is also the website. So you buy the URL, you have to buy it. That you could usually buy it for like $12 or something like that.
and then you renew
Every year, you renew it every year.
or every 2 years, whatever you select.
It's one of the things too. With us, we kind of lucked out because our name was unique. But a lot of people, they'll start a brand and then not even check for the trademark. They only check the trademark after they already have product with the brand name and things like that. That's one of the things you should always search, is that because schools won't teach you that. Like, we didn't know. We just created a brand, and then like the name was created in high school, like 05, around that time. We didn't trademark it until 2014. Yeah, 2014. That's when we received the trademark.
What made you trademark it after that time?
After I started going when I went to Bunker Hill, and I had this intro to entrepreneurship class, and the first thing they talk about was trademark.
Yeah, I had the same course.
I was like, let me go do that.
Because there's like,
It's the font.
sometimes if you don't take advantage, because like, for example, a lot of artists, they don't own their trademark. They don't own the URL. For example, Nicki Minaj, she don't own
NickiMinaj.com. Our old manager owns it. And he's trying to sell it for $2 million.
My friend was trying to launch a website as a joke. I went and I bought it before he did, just to play with him, and then he's like, yo, I can't, it's already sold. And I'm like, yo, ask him for price. And I was the guy he was emailing the whole time. And I'm like, yo,
it's a
$2,000. He's like, yo, they're charging me mad things for all of this. And I just ended up giving it, and I bought it for like $8, I think, just as a joke. And I'd say, like they say, a lot of people start their business, like especially as in the hood. It could be the lack of information, like you don't know what to do. Like even MBK 617, we can't trademark My Brother's Keeper because it's a biblical term, so you can't trademark it, right? So we had to actually trademark MBK 617. That's our trademark. So even Obama, his is MBK Alliance, that he trademarked for the thing, because you can't really trademark
be my brother's keeper. So there's a lot of things that you research you gotta do when it comes to trademark. There's a lot of rules to it. Some we just don't know it.
Trademark is like a big business, like because there's a lot of people that they see a new artist, they just be buying out.
And the manager hasn't tried to get
Yeah, and then because I had a chance to, but I didn't do it. Chance to buy Tory Lane's website. I thought about it, but then I was like, nah. What if one day I want to like work with him, and then he might be like get pissed off and like, nah, I'm not working, or something like that, like stuff like that. Like it's
You should have done it.
it's the guy that owned AIM.
These kids don't know what AIM is, man.
I know what you're talking about.
Looking at you like, what are you talking about?
That shit was like a CD in the mail. You used to know that?
They bought the that toothpaste the other AIM.
The AIM, yeah.
They bought that website for a lot, millions and millions of dollars. Mind you, that it costs $11, $12 to get the URL. And then once you buy it, they sold it for like millions of dollars.
I know there's this thing on social media that let's say like if you come out with a brand, it kind of helps you avoid that. Let's say like another social media comes out, right? And the NBA want to get a hashtag, and let's say I get it before them. There's this new law now they can actually contact that platform and they'll take it away from you. Because a lot of people was doing that. Like whenever social media come, they'll be like, oh, this social media is gonna blow. Remember TikTok when it first came out, everybody was on it. So if you would have rushed to get like all these famous tags, back in the day, you could be like, yo, you gotta give me some birth. But now there's a new law that allows them to get it from you for that purpose. Because of course, man, copyright is like all the other stuff. Like if they have like, if they trademark the name, that helps them get that hashtag back. That's another reason to be like claiming things so other people don't take it from you. Because if you're gonna copyright it, you just show them your copyright paper like that the name belongs to you. So all these other social medias gotta give it to you. So somebody else can just gotta
get cracks or something.
Even the website is gonna be hard. Like even if you were to down with Tory Lanez, it's gonna be hard because Tory Lanez gotta get a lawyer. But since if he has his name, he copyrighted and all that, he can actually try to go to court and get it.
Now they doing that, like they switching laws because a lot of people. So now it's like now you go certain. You go to like let's say go to GoDaddy the website to buy URLs. You go there and then certain things are gonna be under premium.
And gonna be more money.
It's gonna be more money because now they're catching on to that the same thing. So now they're trying to make their own money. So that like let's say if you were trying to buy like buybitcoin.com, that's gonna be a premium. They're gonna charge you probably like $5,000 or $10,000 because it's like something that's trendy and popular. So now they're starting to.
It doesn't even have to be popular. Like I lost my original website because at the time I was low on funds, and you're supposed to pay for the domain. So I let it go like 2 weeks after it expired. It was just OutsideTheBoxAgency.com. I think you were working on my site, and there's always people that are checking once your domain expires, and then they buy it. Then you try to buy it, and they try to sell it to you for like $500, $1,000. So you just want to make sure when you do get your website, make sure you got your accountant straight, make sure you're paying. Like that's a priority because someone's gonna take your name and then.
Or do autoplay.
Yeah, automatic. You can do automatic.
I can also speak to that too, which Stacey allowed me to say. We have an NFT workshop coming up on Friday from 6 to 8. And speaking of MBK and how it trademarks and utilizing URLs, Web3 is now going to be the next big thing when we have like WW with Web2. So learning about that MBK is actually my brother's keeper is available. So like if they wanted to get a head start before Obama goes and gets his, or wants to have the set exact name, then he can grab that now because he's making sure he's on it. Just like with TikTok came, people are gonna leverage time. So
I'm gonna do it before y'all. Then you have to give it to me.
Yeah, the only thing we couldn't get was Twitter.
That's true.
Twitter, we couldn't get Twitter, and the thing that gets me heated because if you put MBK617 on Twitter, like all the other stuff, it comes up some inappropriate things. So it's like I'm looking at it like, man, so what if a founder goes in and says, "Oh, let me see how their Twitter's looking," and they search that, but you could clearly tell us what is a personal page because that person has their name and stuff. So everything's the same stuff on Twitter, which is official MBK617, but it's like MBK 607, it's already taken. So it's like been messaging that dude for a while. He was opening it, and hit me back up. And he's probably gonna say, "Yeah, you gotta pay for this." But Twitter has a section where you could. I've done a couple of times, but they don't reach back out to me. But they have a section where you can make that complaint, like this person's actually hurting my business image, and go from there. So the next step is to get a lawyer. I don't know who that would be right now, but you never know. Like when you just Google their name right now, there's somebody just the URLs, or you take it, we go to the website. They doing exactly what they doing.
You can get a bunch of people to report them.
Yeah, right. You know,
Be a snitch, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, even like if you notice, like she was saying, you know, about the whole cryptocurrency and stuff. Like right now, you could also buy whatever your name .e things like that.
Crypto.
Can you hold this for a second?
They have a bunch of. It's early. It's early. It's still like you could buy a lot of stuff. Like I bought like a couple domain names and stuff. I have like one of the domain names. I got it from this is it digital kicks.crypto. Like I just be buying like some stuff that's like that will eventually
We trendy.
drop
To be
things.
trendy.
Yeah.
One thing you guys got merch like with you right now.
Website.
Those clothes they're wearing, too.
We could pull up to the shop and buy some stuff, right?
Yeah, we have a studio like on the street.
Social media is like
Yeah, all the social media.
What's it called?
This is Crazygoodz. It's the yeah, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, what they're doing.
Yeah.
We have our own website.
They do like special prizes too, or something like that. They can hit y'all up. Y'all be like special like for example, y'all did the King Bomb thing.
Oh yeah. We do like some custom work and stuff like that. So like most of the stuff that custom work that we do sometimes is we use it like as a way to market.
Shorts go hard, bro.
I see the King Bomb. What's social media have posted that?
Was it college kid?
College
It was
kid,
called so
Some.
when I was watching that old video too, I seen he said his name. He ended up from Chicago, the rapper Eddie.
Or Ede.
Ede.
So we had like artists like Ede,
Rest in
Rondo,
peace.
Lil Durk, Waka Fly, Lil Baby, and
Justin Springer.
I'm
I'm your biggest model.
so it's like stuff like that too also helps too. Is like when you link up with like some artists when it comes to the skating stuff, they on tour and then they're looking for like clothes, merch and stuff, and that's how you catch them too. Right? Sometimes you could send them some stuff, but it's.
Did you say Nipsey Hussle?
Oh, I met him, but I didn't
you
get a
give him a
chance
shot?
to give him anything and stuff like
I
that.
remember Ede's video too. He had your shirt on.
Yeah. He with him, it was weird because like we just one time we hit them up and then we was talking and he was like, "Oh, send me some merch." But you know, like with Chicago, they have like a lot of like drama going on, so it'd be iffy to how they do things. So yeah, I'm saying some close to some girl he talks to.
Yeah, that's how it always be like.
And then when he came to Boston, he was telling me, because you know they have like a lot of problems going on and stuff like that. So they do stuff like that. Like that's why they don't get to collab with too many brands and stuff because of stuff like that. So when he came to Boston, we gave him some
And that's
merch
another
and
thing
stuff.
too, like
Just wear.
those type of rappers too, like them, especially at that time. Now Lil Durk is big, so
Yeah.
he's a good thing. But like when they beefing, this side, that side. There might be some people that see him with that shirt, but I ain't rocking that. I see
That
eBay with
happens
it.
a lot.
And especially with the Chicago thing, so you got to be aware of a lot of partnership too. And you know, you realize when you partner up with somebody, something goes wrong, that how that impacts your brand too.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to E-Day.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
he's like good body because he and then I don't know if you guys know Zach TV.
Yeah.
He saw him wearing it. He was asking what's that brand, and he hit us up. He's like, oh, send him, somewhere send me some merch and stuff like that. And then 2 weeks later, then
Too rest in peace, actually. Yeah, people in Chicago,
but it's sometimes like linking up with artists.
so y'all be going to those things on your own, where y'all get up when the artists coming, so that's that.
But that was like before COVID. Now you don't see that no more. Like
Yeah, I think it's gonna start coming back up to places like that. Like, well, obviously y'all doing like construction, real estate, so rap might not be the best thing, but there's a lot of real estate events going on. There's a lot of things that can fit into your market that y'all just